Hello everyone, and welcome to Evolution of Call of Duty games. Call of Duty is a 2003 first-person shooter game developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. The game introduced a new take on AI-controlled allies who support the player during missions and react to situational changes during gameplay. This led to a greater emphasis on squad-based play as opposed to the lone wolf. Call of Duty 2 was released in 2005. The game is set during World War II, and the campaign mode is experienced through the perspectives of 4 soldiers, 1 in the Red Army, 1 in the United States Army, and 2 in the British Army. It contains 4 individual campaigns, split into 3 stories, with a total of 27 missions. Call of Duty 3 is a 2006 first-person shooter video game developed by Treyarch. Players have the ability to toss live grenades back at the enemy. Weapons and ammo from fallen foes or friendlies can be picked up to replace weapons in a player's inventory. Call of Duty 4: Modern Warfare was released in 2007. The story takes place in the year of 2011 when a radical leader has executed the president of an unnamed country in the Middle East, and an ultranationalist movement ignites a civil war in Russia. Call of Duty: World at War was released in 2008. World at War's campaign focuses on the Pacific and Eastern Front theaters of World War II. Its story is told primarily from the perspectives of U.S. Marine Raider Private C. Miller and Soviet Red Army Private Dmitry Petrenko. Call of Duty: Modern Warfare 2 was released in 2009. The game's campaign follows Task Force 141. A multinational special forces unit commanded by Captain Soap McTavish as they hunt Vladimir Makarov, leader of the Russian Ultranationalist Party, and United States Army Rangers. Call of Duty: Black Ops was released in 2010, set in the 1960s during the Cold War. The game's single-player campaign follows CIA operative Alex Mason. He attempts to recall specific memories in order to locate a numbers station set to instruct Soviet sleeper agents. Call of Duty: Modern Warfare 3 was released in 2011. Alongside the Delta Force and Special Air Service, they hunt Vladimir Makarov, a Russian terrorist who leads the Russian Ultranationalist Party. He led several terror attacks across Europe, triggering a large-scale war between the ultranationalists and friendly forces. Call of Duty: Black Ops 2 was released in 2012. In 80s, the player switches control between Alex Mason and Frank Woods, while in 2025, the player assumes control of Mason's son David. Both time periods involve the characters pursuing Raul Menendez, a Nicaraguan arms dealer and later terrorist. Call of Duty Ghost was released in 2013. The game including the addition of new squads, modes, and orbital strike superweapons to the multiplayer. Ghosts also features an alternative cooperative shooter mode titled Extinction, acting as a spiritual successor to the Zombies cooperative. Call of Duty: Strike Team is a mobile tactical shooter game developed by the Blast Furnace. This mode introduces strategic gameplay while enhancing tactics of positioning and map awareness. Strike Team makes use of the touchscreens available on iOS and Android devices by allowing players to control their squad. Call of Duty: Advanced Warfare was released in 2014. Advanced Warfare does not use a traditional heads-up display. Instead, all information is relayed to the player via the holographic projections from the weapon equipped. The general gunplay remains unchanged, apart from new mechanics, such as exo movements. Call of Duty: Black Ops 3 was released in 2015. Black Ops 3 takes place in 2065. 40 years after the events of Black Ops 2. Amidst the transformative effects of climate change and the emergence of advanced technologies, including cybernetic enhancements. The campaign in Black Ops 3 is designed to support 4-player cooperative gameplay. Call of Duty: Infinite Warfare was released in 2016. The game's campaign is centered around a battle for the solar system, which the Settlement Defense Front. The player takes control of Lieutenant Nick Reyes of the Special Combat Air Recon. They have their own transforming fighter, named Jackal, that they can customize, as well as a central hub ship named Retribution. Call of Duty World War II was released in 2017. The game's campaign is set in the European theater and is centered around a squad in the 1st Infantry Division following their battles on the Western Front and set mainly in the historical events of Operation Overlord. The player controls Ronald Red Daniels. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was released in 2018. Black Ops 4 is the first mainline Call of Duty title to not include a single-player campaign. The multiplayer component is the first in the series to not feature automatic health regeneration and introduces both predictive recoil and a new ballistic system. Call of Duty Mobile is a 2019 first-person shooter video game developed by Teamy Studio Group and published by Activision for Android and iOS. The multiplayer mode is a first-person shooter similar to previous Call of Duty games. The game also has score streaks, which are special weapons. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is a 2019 reboot of the series. The campaign follows a CIA officer and British SAS forces as they team up with rebels from the fictional Republic of Urzikstan, combating together against Russian armed forces who have invaded the country and the Urzik terrorist group Al-Qatala. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was released in 2020. Black Ops Cold War is set during the early to mid-1980s of the Cold War. Its story centers around a pursuit of the alleged Soviet spy Perseus, whose stated goal is to subvert the United States and tilt the balance of power toward the Soviet Union. Call of Duty Warzone was a 2020 free-to-play battle royale first-person shooter game developed by Raven Software.
Contact!
Warzone allowed online multiplayer combat among 150 players and featured both cross-platform play and cross-platform progression between the three aforementioned titles. Call of Duty Vanguard was released in 2021. Vanguard establishes a storyline featuring the birth of the Special Forces to face an emerging threat at the end of the war during various theaters of World War II. New gameplay features allow the player the ability to use a more advanced tactical approach in combat, such as blind firing from behind cover. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was released in 2022. The campaign follows multinational Special Operations Unit, Task Force 141, and Mexican Special Forces Unit Los Vaqueros as they attempt to track down terrorist leader Hassan Zyani, who is in possession of American-made ballistic missiles. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was released in 2023. Modern Warfare 3 retains the realistic, modern setting of its predecessors. The story follows multinational Special Operations Unit Task Force 141 tracking down Vladimir Makarov, a Russian ultranationalist and terrorist planning to trigger a third world war. Call of Duty Warzone Mobile is a 2024 free-to-play mobile first-person shooter game co-developed by Activision Shanghai, Beenox, Digital Legends Entertainment, and Solid State Studios and published by Activision. Warzone Mobile features two primary game modes, Battle Royale and Resurgence. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is an upcoming first-person shooter game co-developed by Treyarch and Raven Software. Its multiplayer component will contain 16 new maps at launch and include omnidirectional movement mechanics, which will allow players to sprint, dive, and slide in any direction. Additionally, Black Ops 6 will feature a new iteration of the cooperative round-based zombies mode, with 2 brand new maps being planned for inclusion at launch.
You broke into a CIA black site. Are you